Wow, that was delayed. I couldn't believe how that. What is up with that?
I don't know, because it showed you first and then it went to it and I clicked it.
Yeah, I was like, well, they changed the music to it. I don't like the music to it.
I don't either. Bummer.
I mean, I wish it was somebody more upbeat or something, something that's got a little groove to it.
Well, Well, we're live.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things. So anyway, we're live.
We're live.
We're live on a 4:00 in the afternoon. Everybody's on their way to work. I hope they're listening. Well, they're on the way home from work. I hope they're listening and checking it out. But we're live. We're going to have some fun. Please don't forget, if you leave a comment on Facebook, Caitlin will see that. And if you have a question for our artist, as soon as I say her name, I bet it blows up. I'm telling you. But we're doing something a little bit old school, something that ain't been done that I know of in podcasts for a long time. And their people and my people and this, that, and everything else. And we all got together and we figured we was going to do it old school radio, where the artist, back in the day, the artist used to call in to the radio stations. And they would do like a publicity thing, and they would talk to the DJs and all that other stuff. So let's go ahead and what was it they said back then, Caitlin? Let's go to the phones. And
let's see who's on the other line.
Let's see who's on this line, and it was good stuff back in the day. So we're going to check it out, and hope everybody listening. Are you ready, Karen?
I'm ready. How are y'all doing?
Yeah, I'm having fun. See, Karen's on the line. Everybody, please say howdy doody to Karen Waldrup, because this girl, let me tell you something, hon. I've been following you for a little bit, and you just blowing me away with what you're doing.
Well, thank you. What a wild ride it's been. It's definitely a journey, but we have some fun. I tell you what, we have some fun.
Well, that's what I love, because, it's what I tell everybody, because, a lot of people, they get all tore up about stuff and they get all in their feelings and all this other crap. And I'm just like, dude, if it ain't fun, why are you doing it?
Thank you. Amen. Hallelujah.
You got to get out there. You got to have some fun,
Yep. Ditto. I feel you on that 100%.
Oh, Lord of mercy. So how did
you gotta be having fun out there?
Do what?
I said you do. You got to be having fun out there. It's a lot of demands, a lot of expectations of a lot of different people, and it takes a special gift to be able to shake things off, like Taylor Swift says. Oh
yeah. Don't get me started.
Hold on one second.
I'm gonna start singing.
Dolly, hold on. Dolly just walked in. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Hey, girl. Hey. Yeah, I'll be right there. Okay. Sorry.
Dolly gets a snack and a drink.
Well, Dolly Parton, she's my aunt.
Yeah. I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah. Well, we're in Tennessee. She's only like, sometimes you see her in Nashville, sometimes she's out of town. April Fools!
See, that's why I didn't know.
I wish. Listen, I wish.
David's face was priceless.
Yeah, I had that look on my face.
Are we going to talk to Dolly?
Are we going? What? Huh?
I had to get you on April Fools if we were going to be live.
Well, this was going to be a shock to me. I could tell you that already.
You're like, I missed that Googling Karen Waldrup. Somehow I totally missed that.
It went over my head, man.
You're like probably thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, she is in Tennessee. Maybe she is.
Honestly, with Dolly, you never know where she's at.
Right.
And then she'll have like a crowd of people around and just pop up out of nowhere. And you're just like, what the heck is going on over there? Oh, that is the one person I think I would fangirl over big time.
Absolutely. Has anybody gotten you today on April Fool's?
Honestly, no. That was the first time anybody got me on April Fools.
I know. I'm still trying to ponder up what the heck I'm going to do for my husband. Listen, one time I told my husband he had worked really hard on his dog house. It was like really heavy, and it was like on, cinder blocks, and he worked on it for like weeks.
Yeah.
And it was April. I told him that somebody stole it, which is so ridiculous because it's so heavy, and he fell for it. He's like, "What? How did they get it out of there?"
You never freaking know, man.
The doghouse. Like somebody wants to steal his doghouse.
Tell him he won something, or you won the lottery.
Yeah, I was on the David Bradley show, and he said he'd give me $1 million to get my career really going along.
Oh, that's definitely an April Fool joke. If I had it, I would love to, but.
Or the Krispy Kreme thing.
Yeah, the Krispy Kreme donuts. That would be good.
Where it's a salad on the inside. It's not actual donuts.
Yeah. I love that.
That's funny.
I forgot about that. Caitlin got me first today. Karen got me second. Caitlin had
all right. You got twice. Well,
she got me with the donuts.
Well, I sent you that meme thing. I wasn't directed towards you.
Yeah, I know. It was kind of cute. It was wild as all get out.
Yeah, one year I posted on my Facebook page that I was headed to Miami to get a BBL, which is a Brazilian butt lift. And people's comments were hilarious. They were like, some girls were like, "Go, girl, it's going to look great." And then some people were like, "Don't do it. It's so dangerous. People die." Anyway,
man,
I'm always trying to come up with something.
Well, you got to. I mean, it's just.
I waited too long today. I was too busy. I didn't get anything out, and now it's a little too late.
Yeah, we'll see.
That year, I had it ready to go the night before. I had it all queued up for like 7 a.m.,
Oh, man. You had it like one after another. I couldn't do that.
One of my friends texted me and took a picture of it. I got him. He goes, "Is this for real?"
Well, yeah. Everything's there. I don't know if I could do the Brazilian butt, whatever.
Anyway, this conversation is very random. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. I love it. That's what we do here. We're random as all get up.
I love it.
Oh, God. But yeah, I was what was I sitting there thinking?
I probably distracted you incredibly with the April Fool's joke. Sorry.
No, you threw me off because it gave me that I was fixing to have a big fangirl a moment, but
Yeah, you were fixing to interview Dolly.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't be able to say nothing other than "Hi, Dolly." I mean, totally seriously, what would you ask her?
Oh gosh. You know what I would ask her? I would have a question for her, and it would be how does the show go on always? Like if the show goes on for her, whether it's she loses somebody special, her sister, or she just lost her husband. Like she still wrote a song, she's singing it, emoting it incredibly. How do you do that? How does the show always go on? How does it go on, no matter what you're going through personally?
Yeah, it's crazy as I'll get out because she has had a rough life this year alone. And I'm just like, it just blows me away. But you don't see her like she's not letting anybody see that emotion and the pain, the hurt,
Oh, she does in her new single. Have you heard it? You'll cry your eyeballs out.
I have
Don't
not.
listen to it right now. You'll be crying on the podcast. It's absolutely stunning. It is absolutely stunning. You will be crying because it's such a beautiful piece of art.
I might check it out.
It's a tribute. Yeah, it's a tribute to her husband that just passed away, and it's called "If You Hadn't Been There." It's really beautiful.
And see, that's what I tell people, especially a lot of young artists. Your people that you have behind you, your group, your support group, all those people, keep them close because those are the ones that are helping you the most, and you don't even know it.
Oh no, I do know it.
Well,
I do. I have a really incredible team, and I do my best to treat them the best that I can. I mean, I just try the best I can. I mean, I know that, along the way, people have to go do their own thing or go work with another band or all that. But I like to at least have, if somebody leaves my camp, I like it to be where, we're still friends and I can text them for resources or, hey, somebody who does this, or somebody. And a lot of times those people will come back.
Yeah.
That's happened to me a lot, actually. Cause it's like somebody promises them a bunch of stuff they can't do and they think sounds good, but then they're like, well, Karen Waldrup at least does what she says she's going to do. So,
and that's been one of my big things, Karen. I've, especially with the podcast and everything, I've used that as words to live by. I say it, I'm going to freaking do it.
It's so important.
No matter what happens, if you're doing a show tomorrow night and you're at, some venue downtown that I hate, which it's Broadway. I don't like a lot of places on Broadway, but it's not so much the club as it is going to Broadway. But if I told you I was coming, then I'll be there.
You'll fight the traffic and you'll come.
Well, the tornado can come through and I'll still walk through and get there too, and I'll be there. But do what you say.
Yeah.
It's very simple because there's so many people out there now that they'll talk and they'll run their mouth. And then when you ask them, well, are you going to do what you said? And then they're just like, what? And
and I think that's why the power of the word no is really strong. It's like, if you say no, then you just don't have to do it.
Yeah.
If you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And then if you want to say maybe, you can say maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
There's two other options.
Nobody gets
there
that.
There are three options. There's not one, there's three. Pick one.
Nobody gets that. I don't understand it.
I don't understand it either, to be honest with you. I did not get that, but it sounds like we have that in common.
Well, yeah, because, you got to do something. Stick with something. What was it, John Wayne? John Wayne said something. He said something about wording, how it was worded or something. I don't know. I'll look it up later. I ain't got time to look it up now.
It's definitely. I mean, you can look it up when you listen to the Dolly song.
Yeah. While I cry.
While you cry.
Nothing
we listened to it, all of us, and I had two grown men sitting next to me. They were both crying too. I mean, it's that powerful.
Wow.
Yeah. One of them couldn't even sit. He had to stand up and walk out of the room. He was so moved. It's stunning. I know we're here to talk about my music, but let's just wrap it up about Dolly.
Well, I mean, it's, you can't get much bigger than Dolly.
Oh no, right?
And when she puts something out that will melt your heart and just bust you all to pieces, you can't ignore it.
Oh my gosh, it really, very different than my new single, which is not a tearjerker. It's definitely a give credit to hardworking people. It's called Fix It, and it's about, people in life that have that skill to be able to just kind of, those people that just can fix anything. Like,
well,
if they can't fix it, like, it's broken. Like,
oh yeah,
they can fix anything, the lawnmower, the dishwasher. It doesn't matter. They can fix it.
There's actually a backstory to that song.
Oh, really?
Yes. And
tell me more.
It started on this show. One of my biggest things was I'm single. So it's like for the last 5 to 10 years, it's been destroy single guys.
Oh,
we've had his truck tore up because he cheated. He done this, he done that. And it's always been the bad stuff about men. And I got to where I was saying on the show, I wish somebody would actually put out a positive song about a guy.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Chapel Hart came out with a song. And I don't know if you heard it or not. I can't even remember the damn name of the song. No, listen at me.
You can have him, Jolene.
No, it wasn't the Jolene one. It was a different one, the one they just come out with. I'm going to have to look it up because I didn't write it down. I actually hadn't even thought about bringing this into the show, but I just wanted to bring that on because it was just, they did a song. It was about A+ in men. And then I was talking to Riley Austin. She was on my show, and we got on that same conversation. And this is where, when you see me, you get to hit me. I just seen your Fix It. And I brung that up. I could not remember your name. And I'm sitting here Googling and I'm doing all kinds of stuff and I couldn't find it. And I was just like, man, it got me. And that's what I wanted to bring up, because everybody that has listened to my show and know I have problems trying to figure out who's playing what and who's doing this. I was happy as I'll get out when I pulled your stuff up the other day and was looking at it. And I was like, that's her. That's the girl that sang Fix It.
I love it. That's so cool. So Fix It really brought us back together.
Yeah. And it was, I just love everything about Fix It, because it really stuck with me, because that's what primarily that's what we do. We fix stuff. Washer broke, we'll fix it.
Somebody needs to be giving y'all some credit.
Well, I mean, I don't care about credit. I mean, I like the part that people maybe listen and it might stick in their head at dinner one night and they're writing on top of a napkin thinking, well, I need to write this, and I love that part, because then you got you got all these good songs starting to come out with it's more of A+ with men, and it's, you, Chapel Hart, several other artists maybe hopefully are out there listening and thinking, because damn, ladies, y'all have killed men. I mean, dude can't turn left or right. He's getting slaughtered.
Oh, he should have thought about that before he cheats.
Well, he should have. And he went downtown and bought, cowboy hat and boots and everything else. And he ain't ever been even looked at a horse or slung hay or hung tobacco or anything,
That's right. All hat, no cattle.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Did you write that down?
Have you ever heard that term?
I've heard it a couple of times, but it was just the way that you said it. I was like, wait a minute, did she write that down? She needs to write that down.
I will. I don't know.
It's the way your voice was with the wording in it.
Ooh.
Listen to yourself when you say it.
Okay, I will.
Because you got that Louisiana country.
Well, I am all hat, no cattle, right? I literally don't own any cattle, but I wear hats. So it's kind of a funny thing. That's kind of an interesting thought for me, because it's like the term is kind of like a negative thing. Because like most people would say like all hat, no cattle, like about a guy, like, oh, he's just a wannabe. But if you say it about a girl, it's kind of like, well, that's the truth. Like,
well,
cowgirl hats a lot, and I literally have no cows, not one cow. I have a dog. And a lot of birds in the backyard.
But most cowgirls, it was always, racing barrels, doing other things. They wasn't so much out there like, Teeter on Yellowstone punching cattle and everything.
Right.
they were doing all the other good stuff and chasing the chickens and making sure the men fellers had food. You never know. So how did you come up with Fix It?
Well, it was one of those situations where, like, I didn't really think, honestly, that anybody cared about me. We ripped up our floors in the home and redid our floors. So, you know, when you're an artist, you really don't think like, oh, people think that's interesting or cool. You just kind of like, I'm going to Lowe's. I'm getting this. We're getting it done, right? Let's get the dumpster.
Start the project.
Yeah, we're not really thinking about content or that a song or that somebody would want to be a part of that. We're just kind of doing it, right? And so we're, you know, doing the process of ripping up the floors and dumping carpet and laying hardwood. Of course, my husband did it. He's the one who inspired Fix It. And the whole idea behind the song is, you know, that is incredible that he can do that.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable, really. It takes a ton of math and a ton of time and energy and strength. And I mean, the list goes on and on, laying hardwood floors. You know, he laid the whole house.
Yeah.
Imagine the amount of work. And so anyway, so we ripped up all the floors in the house and we were laying the floors, and he had laid most of the house at this point. We were at the end and we were about to go on the road, and he had the van with the trailer and he was backing it up into the driveway. And I'm sitting in my car and I heard the song, like it was sent to me. And I heard, well, the lyric was a little different, but the original lyric was, there ain't nothing like a man who can fix it. Yeah. Back it up if it's got a hitch. Yeah. Make it work like it's brand new, you know? And so that was kind of my original. It was about the backing up of the van, you know?
Yeah.
And then I love the melody. I love the way it felt. I love the groove. I love the idea. And so I had this songwriting session with Victoria Banks and Emily Shackleton, which are two hit writers. And I brought it in with 10 other ideas. I was totally prepared. You know, if you're writing with those girls, you better bring it. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you better be ready. You better get up early, have your coffee, and have a ton of ideas.
And bring donuts.
So I walked in and I played a couple, and I played a couple ideas, and then I had my guitar, and I said, well, this is one I think you guys might like. And I played the idea of Fix It. And I had the original, like, he stayed up all night last night, barely went to sleep. And so I had a little moment of it. So it was kind of like a gift, but then they kind of just took the gift and wrapped it and put the bow on top.
Oh, yeah.
And so then as we're writing the session, doing the session, I just said, you know, I just wonder if we could paint him to be a bad guy on the top and not reveal that he's working. So the lyric is very elusive. It's like, he stayed up all night last night. He barely went to sleep. He made a mess of the whole damn kitchen. So you're thinking he's drunk, kind of. You're like, what's wrong with this guy? You know, you know, he made a mess of the whole damn kitchen instead of lying next to me. So like, what's he doing? You know, was he keeping up the neighbors? Was he making noise? Like, what was he doing?
Yeah.
Why is he up so late? You know? And then it totally flips the whole narrative and says, he just smiles and says, hey, that's what separates the men from the boys. And then it just rocks. The rest of the song is like, he's a badass. You know, he's staying up all night for the betterment of the home, not for his betterment of himself, you know?
Yeah.
So then it starts kind of
doing it for his family.
Yeah. And so then it kind of throughout the narrative kind of continues to praise and praise and praise him. Second verse is like, you know, it could be the car, it could be my heart. It doesn't matter. He's got it, you know? And then the bridge was Emily Shackleton, and she's amazing. And she just came out with it. She goes, oh, I know what the bridge is. And then she sang it right there. She's like, don't know I don't know how I made it through before I knew him. He's got the tools and he knows how to use them. And so just landing the plane like that was so exciting for us. Like, we were like, wow, like, we're tying this into tools and floors and fixing things. And so it really gave us a cool opportunity to say something really fun. And then whenever we were in the studio, I brought my horn player in, Chris Schaffner, who's been with me forever.
Yeah.
And I kind of felt the horn. I'm not trying to take too much credit from everybody, but I just kind of naturally felt that, you know, I just kind of heard that, and I heard that lick, and then he took that lick and then kind of made it into a part, you know?
Yeah.
So anyway, my point to land the plane here about the story is that I do think the song was a gift. It started as a gift, and we just kind of wrapped it up.
Well, see, that's what I was talking about, because the whole epitome of what a man does daily is he's always trying to fix what he can for his family. He's always trying to make their life better. And this song, it had to have been sent to you because it is freaking perfect. I love it.
Well, thank you. I'm thinking that people are liking it and sharing it. We're just kind of getting started. We just dropped it last week.
Yeah, I know. That's what's weird, because I had just caught a bit of it and I forgot where I even saw it at.
Maybe a teaser. We did a lot of teasers.
Yeah, it could have been a teaser. And I was it stuck with me, you know, and that's my big point of all of it is that song. Just as soon as I heard teaser, whatever the hell it was, it stuck with me. So that's really,
yeah.
That's a big thing for me.
Well, heck yeah. It's a little earworm. I'm happy to hear that. Thank you. Yeah. I can't really take credit because I feel like God sent it for sure.
Yeah. Well, he probably did. You never know.
I think he absolutely did. That's the funny part.
But what did your hubby say about it? Did he hear the finished and everything?
Well, when I first wrote it, I kind of played it and he just kind of laughed and was like, wow, that's funny. And then whenever we started tracking it, it turns into such a long process. You know, it's like, we laid the guitars down. He's like, oh, I like these guitars. And then it's, check out the drum part. And so he's kind of been a part of the process. So it wasn't like I played it for him, master for him for the first time. You know, he was there when it was pieces and thought it was funny, I think he thought it was funny. He's like, you know, he's a very humble guy. He's not very much he doesn't really like to be in the spotlight too much. He's just kind of a chill guy. He's not like trying to puff himself up to anybody. So that's nice too. You know, it's not like he's going out there being obnoxious about it. He's not. He's very like, cool. That's cool that, you know, that you guys got a cool song out of it. Like he's humble.
Yeah. And see,
but he can fix it. I'll tell you that. He can fix literally anything. But
that was something that I was always wondered about, because I know you hear guy singers, you know, they'll write a song or whatever and they'll play it for their wife. And I was curious if the female artist, when she wrote a song, did she actually go, hey, sit down. I want you to hear a song I wrote about you.
I think so. Yeah. I think it's the same. Unfortunately, I don't necessarily always play them for him. So that's interesting. I usually record it.
Right.
And then come home and play him the recording. And mainly because I know that the groove is the way I meant it to be, and the tempo and the timing. And so, I mean, I could, next time I write a song about Cody, I'll do that. But I guess easier to just, hey, check this out and play it on my phone or text it to him. If I'm not with him, I'll just send it to him and he can listen to it, you know?
Oh no, play it up. Put on your PJs and the fuzzy slippers and
okay, I will. I will do it next time, I promise you.
By the way, David said I should wear this for you when I play you this song, so sit down and shut up.
Actually, Dolly's the one who told me to do it.
Yeah, there you go. Dolly done it.
That's it.
Now you can get him on that.
Maybe I'll tell him, just to continue the Dolly nonsense about this April Fool's. Maybe I'll tell, we're doing a Dolly show in a couple of weeks. We're playing an event called Dolly Days, and it's in Georgia. And maybe I'll just mess them and tell him I just found out that Dolly was going to come and sing with me at the festival.
There you go.
Which is total nonsense.
Yeah, but her people called your people.
I think the people who love her called my people.
There you
I don't
go.
think that.
I love stuff like that. I love all this stuff. It just, you know, and what really gets me though is, like I said, Karen, I was looking through your stuff and followed you for a little bit and everything else. And I'm just like, you're doing something that most artists don't do.
Oh, what's that?
And you're going to freak out when I tell you, because you probably ain't even noticed.
Oh,
As hardworking as you are, it shows. So you did The Voice, and then you've been in Rolling Stone magazine, you've been in People magazine, you've played 15 different countries, all the stuff you've been doing, but you're still making that time to go write new songs coming in. You're putting them on tape, doing whatever you got to do. You're getting everything done. You're doing more than what most people do. Because I know some people, they'll be on, one of the big ones, and then they'll take a break for a year or two and not do anything. But you're not.
Well, I think a break is an excuse, and I'm sorry if there's any artist listening that breaks your heart, but if you say that you want to take a break from music, that's just an excuse.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Fear of being creative and being vulnerable, and I would say that person either needs to go to therapy and figure out why are they afraid of making music, or get another career. Because
exactly.
if you're that worn out from music, then you're in the wrong business, and that's okay. You can go wait tables. You can go, work at a dentist's office. You can go sell office equipment. You can go do a ton of different things. You don't have to make music.
Yeah.
If it's wearing you out.
Well, so I had an artist that was on here, and while she was on the show, we were talking and doing stuff, and she's like, I need a notebook. And I'm like, what? And she said, I need a notebook. I'm keep getting these ideas for songs and stuff. And I went, well, here, knock yourself out. But see, that's what I love. To me, if you are really, really, really into music the way that you're supposed to be, then you'll hit it nonstop 24/7.
Yeah, you definitely have your moments where, you do things, like I do things, I think, so deep down in my psyche.
Yeah.
To keep me sane. Like, if I'm having a bad day, like, I am going to Bath and Body Works. Like, I am going to spend $50 at Bath and Body Works. Like, I am going to get some smell good lotion and some like badass candles. Like, that makes me feel better, So to take that minute and take a step away from music and go figure out what is that makes you sane again, then you can come back and even just go to the grocery. And so I think just balance, like anything else, you still have to have balance. You still have to ride around the block with your neighbor in a golf cart. You still have to have a life.
Right. But you never know when, because I've had a lot of singer-songwriters tell me, you never know. You're going to hear something and it's going to ping something, and then you're going to start writing something, and you never know where it's going to come from.
You never know. Yeah. Might be writing All Hat, No Cattle. Might be the next record.
You never know.
You never know.
It's something.
But yeah, they all
it.
just kind of come in different ways, different. Sometimes a song is a song that I didn't write at all. I've got 2 right now I'm working on that are outside songs that I have absolutely no publishing at all. I don't even know the publishing companies. Like, it's just a friend of mine who wrote it and sent it to me, and, I'm going to cut them. So if they do well, those girls will do well,
Well, the one song I know that you covered, it touched me as good as if she was singing it. Because when she's singing it, she actually broke down in tears when she was singing it. But I watched you sing it, and I was just like, oh my God, you could feel it.
What song is that?
Stay.
Oh, thank you.
I love that song.
Thank you so much for giving me props on that. Thank you. My initial feeling when they put that on my list, I remember the moment when we were going over songs that were on the list, and somebody said, I think it was my manager, Robin, he originally said, man, your voice sounds really good on that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, Robin, I used to sing this song down at Tootsie's for freaking $20 tips. Like, I never really performed this song. I just kind of sang it in a bar, and it kind of worked, and I never really thought about it, right?
Yeah.
And then whenever we went out to the show, Dan and Shay saw it on a very long list of songs, I'm sure, a long list. And Dan was like, no, I think this would be perfect for her. And then he told me, and I was like, oh no. I was like really scared. I was like really scared because I'm like, oh gosh, oh no. Like, I've never been in that situation. I've never slept with a married man. I don't know what that feels like. I don't even, I have no, I'm in my first marriage. I don't know anything about all this stuff. But what I did do is I put myself into character as if you were in a play. That's how I did it. Mm-hmm. So all day that day, I was like you know, when you go to a castle and the lady's like, this room is where the queen sleeps. And she's kind of speaking as if she's the current maid, but you know that obviously she's faking that. So that's what I did. So I just all day that day, even to the hair and makeup girls, I was like, I can't believe he would go back to her after everything, after this much time. And I kind of subconsciously convinced myself that I was going through it.
Yeah.
And that was the approach I used. People use all kinds of different techniques, but that's how I got there.
Yeah, because that emotional part to that song.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. It's real hard to get to. And you did so amazing at it. I was just like, wow.
Well, thank you. That was a very real experience, but I was very calm, I will say, when I was about to sing that. I was very calm. So, you know, the voice was it was a fabulous journey. And I really have nothing sour to say about it. I mean, they were so professional, and the producers were great, and the hair and makeup was a pleasure, and production was on time, and it was really good. Speaking of a break, you know, people think that, you know, some people you tell them they went out to LA and then they took a break. You tell them Karen Waldrup thought LA was a break because of how hard we go touring.
Right.
So we tour so hard that the idea, imagine going from town to town to town and then getting to go to one hotel room where your bags are in the same place every night. And all you have to do is work out and go to production.
Yeah.
Like, how easy is that?
Yeah, because
you don't even have to think. You just do whatever they tell you to do.
Well, you know, it's like when Kiss did their last tour, they were pretty much at a centralized location hotel, and they would fly to each gig all during that whole wrapped up tour or whatever they were doing. And to me, that's just too much.
Dang. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, that's why people ride on buses, you know, is because all their bags are there and their hair and makeup's there. And when you roll up to a venue and you're on a bus, your stuff is right there. So like, you don't have the issue of like, oh, I left that in the hotel, or did someone even check into the rooms? And there's a lot of chaos. So you can just really focus on the gig when you're in the bus. And then after the show, then you just go to whatever crash pad hotel. But having the bus is really helpful. We're not in a bus right now. We're in a Sprinter van. But even the Sprinter van is really helpful because, like, that's where all the hair and makeup is. That's where the snacks are. That's where the water is. So,
and the TV is still attached to the wall.
That's right. Oh, it's great.
It's crazy stuff. You know.
Yeah, it's a crazy ride. But just being out there to me felt like a very long, extended vacation in Hollywood. That I was there to kind of study and learn and grow, and I didn't find it to be exhausting like other people. I found it to be a pleasure. I slept like really well. Maybe those people were out partying. I don't know, but I was in bed at like 8:30.
Oh yeah. You know, and well, I mean, I think it's probably one of the best learning experiences an artist can go through. Absolutely. As long as you're focused. If you're goofing off and going to the beach every day, then you're not getting the sleep you need and the rehearsal time you need and things that you need. So really, if you're going to do it, you kind of got to treat it like boot camp. You can't treat it like a beach vacation, you know? Well, you know, I'm sure they probably have those that actually go out and do all that stuff, but they're doing the they're singing rock star in the background, you know, and partying it up and doing all kinds of crap. But
yeah, you got to wait to party until the finale night.
exactly.
That's what I did. Manhattan Beach, baby. We had a ball, man. We went to this place called the Strand House for dinner, and it was overlooking the ocean. And a friend of mine, Ronnie Wade, took us, and it was worth it. It was worth the wait. You know, we had a ball.
Yeah.
Best food, beautiful wine, got to dance. It was really, really fun.
You got to have your husband there, get to have this there. That would have been awesome.
I was good on going with random people to bars. I was good with that. I didn't need all that. I think this was the Strand House, Manhattan Beach. It was really a pleasure.
Yeah. I'm just glad. I love the fact that you went into it with that attitude of having fun and just, I mean, you kicked the shit out of it. I thought it was great.
I love music. You know, deep down inside, I love music. So, you know, I'm not in it for other reasons. And then that's another thing. 2018, that's when my life changed. Because in 2018, I was at a Baptist church with a friend of mine, and there was a preacher. And he, in his preaching, he said, the moment that you take the burden off of yourself to be important, that's the moment that you start living your life.
Yeah.
And I did. In that moment, I gave it all up. I was like, I don't need to be famous. I don't need to be important. I don't need to make the world change. I just need to make music. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's up?
Exactly. I mean, it's, you know, and that's one thing I wanted to do with the podcast. I wanted it to be more about the artist than, you know, people just getting artists and asking questions and getting answers and all that stuff. We're people. We have a lot of things we can talk about. We have a lot of stories.
Yeah, and I just think that when you don't care about being famous or important anymore, it frees you into a place where you just get to be happy. You get to focus on that. And I think sometimes I honestly kind of feel bad for artists that feel that way still. I remember feeling like that. I remember how trapped I felt. I felt so much pressure that I had to be so important. And I was like, once I realized that giving it all up to God and letting do it God's way, it just kind of got easier and more fun and more light. And then every now and then I'll have somebody in my life who will be like, if you don't do this, it's going to be, I'm like, don't put that on me again. I already got rid of that. I don't want that. Get that out of my life. If I'm happy and I'm making great music and I'm paying my bills and I'm sitting on my back porch having a good life, that's good. I'm good. I'm not saying I'm content. I love to work hard. I'm not saying I'm totally content with my career and I don't want to work hard. I love to work hard. But contentment in some ways is a good thing because it's not complacent. There's a big difference. I think people confuse those things.
Oh, yeah.
It's not complacent. It's contentment. It's being satisfied with what God has done and being willing to work hard rather than saying, oh, I was on The Voice. I'm good. I'm done. That's complacent. I'm not doing that. I'm doing what I felt in 2018, you know?
Yeah. And see, that's what I'm talking about. Cause there's some people out there, they'll get to a certain point and they're just like, yeah, I'm going to take a break or I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that. And you wonder, you know, what is this person actually up to? What's going on? You know? And, it's one thing when I did, you know, I started the podcast. This is about the artist and about them. I didn't care about money. I didn't care about anything else. I didn't care if it was my main job or not. It was just like a hobby. Have it fun.
As long as you're having fun, that's all that matters, right?
That's all that matters. You get that fun out there. And I'll tell anybody, the best thing you'll ever have is when you can look at a situation, lean back just a little bit and laugh your ass off.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that next time I'm in a situation that's stressing me out. I'm just going to start laughing.
Oh, I love it. Especially when, you know, you got the average sharks out there. You hear them come up to somebody and be like, I can make you a star, you know, and oh my God, laughter kick in, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I am sure you've interviewed people who kind of feel the same pressure. So, that's. I had a girl who was going on and on about that whenever we were in LA. She said, talking about how she needs to be famous and all this, and how stressed out she was, I guess, about it. I just told her right there in this little taxi ride taking us, I just looked at her and I said, girl, you want to know how I'll measure my success? She said, what? I said, buy the food that I buy at the grocery store and put in my refrigerator and eat at the end of the day. If I can put food in my refrigerator that I paid for with music, and a house that I paid for with music, and a car that I'm driving that I paid for with music, I am successful.
Exactly.
So focus on making a living and enjoy music, and then worry about being important when you get up to heaven. Don't be worried about that right now. Just focus on making great music. That's all. People try to really overcomplicate it.
See, I feel the same way.
That should be your number one goal.
I had an artist, and she called me, and we were talking. This is her first year with CMA Fest coming up and everything else, and she's like, well, everybody's telling me I need to do this and I need to do that and what do I need to do? Blah, 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 blah. And I told her, I said, very simple. Go, have fun, talk to some people, just have fun.
I think that's great advice.
There's too many people stressing out, wanting to play and do this. And if I play this song, the record executive is going to sign me to a contract tomorrow. Bullcrap. He's at home sitting watching TV. Glad y'all ain't bugging him.
Ain't that the truth?
I mean, it's just the way that things go, man. I mean, just take it easy. Relax a little bit. Have some fun. The bad part about it is all the husbands and stuff, I need to start a club. We can have like a fish weekend and what do you think?
I'm having a fishing weekend. I don't know. I'm kind of wanting to organize in my garage weekend, but that's just me. My garage is a mess right now. It's just embarrassing.
Well, that's his domain.
Well, not really, because we've been fixing the floors. So you know how when you fix the floors, it messes up the garage. Well, you got to take a whole other day to organize the dang garage.
What color did you go with floor?
We did like a normal wood, like not like a rustic, because we have an older ranch style, like retro looking vibe going on.
Yeah. And
so we did kind of like a neutral, but we did the floating vinyl plank. It's waterproof and pet friendly and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, you can just imagine me at Lowe's loading up the dang carts with flooring and pulling it into my house with my husband. It was quite the workout, I'll give you.
Well, yeah, you got to have an upper body strength come on.
Yeah, the only thing I would say, you can do floors with your husband, but I do not recommend building a fence with your husband. I've done that. I just think that's probably not a good thing. I'm just saying, when you go kayaking, you might want your own kayak. When you build a fence, you might not want to do it with your spouse.
Right. Yeah, you might want to call fence people then.
Because it's so annoying. Because it's like, the poles and digging the holes. And it's just like, oh my gosh.
Well, it all depends on what kind of fence you want, because sometimes you got to use a 4x4, but if you want it taller, then you got to have like 6x6.
Exactly.
The bad part is I used to build fences. I was a fenceman back when I was like 18, 19 years old. So I remember a bunch of that crap.
Oh gosh, you know all about it.
Yeah.
But if I had known that Fix It was going to be about all these home projects, I would have been taking video content the whole time. But I didn't know. I didn't think anybody cared about that. I was kind of like doing it so I could get to the next gig. Like, okay, we're almost done. We're done project, get to the next gig,
Yeah, but see.
But I didn't imagine that we would have a song. Like, that's crazy.
You touched on really the heart of what men are. We fix stuff. That's our whole MO. Um, and that song touched on it so well. Yeah, that would have been, God, that would have been great if you had some actual video footage of doing the floors and all that other stuff.
I know. I got some, just naturally selfies and pictures of him and stuff. So we have had some, but yeah, if I could go back and do it again, I would have been filming and making content the whole time and jokes and laughs and all that. But anyway, it was natural. It was a real thing that happened that just turned into a song that is a up-tempo, fun party song that has heavy stacked horns.
Yeah.
And to me, a brass instrument being in a song is just, it ain't a party song. It ain't a party without a saxophone. That's how I feel.
Dude, I love.
I'm from Louisiana, so it's normal, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, I love a sax in some country music. You can listen to a song and you'd be like, yeah, that needs a sax in there.
Yeah.
I need something right
we
there.
treat it like it's almost like padding. It's almost
Yeah.
like a synth instrument. The way he plays. It's really kind of a synth until he goes into a solo, and then you're like, oh, that sounds like a sax. Otherwise, he does a lot of like long notes. Anyway, dorky conversation, but I'm just saying. Dorky music conversation. We went from fences to saxophones.
It don't matter to me. I love the fact that and I ain't gonna lie, I'll be totally honest. I was a little bit with your music and everything that you've done. I was a little bit fangirly when I was getting you on the phone, and
thank you.
To know that you deep down as a person is as wholesome and average as everybody else is just fantastic.
Well, thanks. And I think that's kind of what's cool about the song. Is it kind of says like, yeah, I am. I think anybody, and it makes me wonder sometimes when I'm listening to like hip hop and R&B, sometimes I'm like, they're talking about all this money and stuff. And I'm like, I'm just curious if your music streaming rate is higher than mine. So I just prefer to just kind of be real and down to earth and straightforward. I'm not afraid to hide the fact that I put a bandana on my head. If my neighbors see me with a red bandana wrapped around my head, get out the way, because I'm about to mow the grass. I'm about to freaking take the trash out. I'm about to pressure wash something. Like I love to work hard. I do. I love to make things happen and to make things better than they were, whether that's pressure washing something or whatever. I don't know. I just think. Yeah, I think that's good.
I was going to pressure wash my house this weekend, but I heard it's going to be raining.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not happy.
You'll get it. You'll be pressure washing your house the same weekend that I'm doing my garage. How about that?
Yeah, fixing the inside of the garage and all that good stuff.
I know. It's like the worst. It's like the worst task, but at least I think organizing your garage and getting all your like stuff organized, that's probably a good workout, So at least you got that.
Well, you get that sense of accomplishment too when you get done. You stand back, kind of look at it, and you're just like, "Hell yeah,
heck yeah,
I love it."
Well, feel you.
Oh Lord! So, what other places you got coming up that you're going to be playing at?
So we are about to go to Georgia.
You got the Dolly thing in Georgia.
Yeah, a couple shows in Georgia actually.
Okay.
In Texas and South Carolina, I'm going out to a film festival in South Carolina, and then we're doing Texas and a couple shows actually in Georgia and Alabama. So a lot of Southeast at this current moment, but you just never know. Gigs will come in out of nowhere. You'll get a gig in Utah, So we don't really play regionally. We play wherever God sends us. So if the gig's in Maine, we go into Maine, like bust out the lobster, let's go, So we just go wherever the music is, or Spain, wherever it is.
Okay, you go to Spain. I'm liable to hide in your luggage.
That's it. I really want to go to Portugal. That's really where my heart's at. But hopefully God will send me a gig in Portugal.
I've talked to a lot of people that have played over in like Germany and that part of the EU, or is that part of the EU? Yeah, EU. It's over in that area, Germany and all them other places. And they're just the architecture and the people that are loving the music, and it's just insane.
I've had a very good experience playing over in Europe. I got to do Ireland.
Ooh.
I got to do England, Scotland, Liechtenstein. I don't think I ever played in France. I just went to France. Sweden. So I've really been blessed to be able to go over there and see the world and also play music. Like, it's been really a cool thing. And it definitely made me a lot more cultured to kind of understand and see the world in a wider lens, especially playing music on stage for people that don't speak your language. That's pretty neat.
Yeah. The thing that I get that I wonder about a lot, because when you write a good song and people learn that song and you're on stage and you're watching them sing it back to you, which is like the best thing ever from what I understand. But going to a place that they don't really speak our language, but they've learned your song and they're singing it back. That's like a attaboy with a twist.
It really is. It really is sweet every time. It's a moment that you connect with someone when they're singing your song that you wrote. Totally.
I love it.
Absolutely.
I love it. Well, Karen, we're going to have to get off here. And I really, really do appreciate you talking to us and having some fun. Tell everybody where they can find you.
KarenWaldrup.com. We call it the entertainment hub. It's the main spot, and then everything goes from there. So once you get to KarenWaldrup.com, you know that the social media link you're clicking on is a verified account. You don't have to worry about getting scammed, right?
Oh, yeah.
So all of our social media stems from KarenWaldrup.com, our tour schedule, all of our ticket links are VIP. We just encourage everybody to do everything on KarenWaldrup.com and you won't get scammed. So whether it's a ticket, if you're using a link on my site, that's the ticket, right? So I just think, I guess maybe I am a little old school speaking of radio, but I think that having a website as your hub is a good way to remain in control of the data, like the emails, and and not be vulnerable to social media outlets that could get sold at any time. You could lose your social media reach. So I do believe in keeping a more archived, community of email addresses and being able to send newsletters old school via email. I call it old school, but it's not really old school. I guess old school would be mail in the mail. But anyway, I'm not doing mailers. Anyway, I got off the subject there. But anyway,
no, you're fine, because I'm. When you call for like a doctor's appointment, or you're doing this or you're doing that, and they want you to go to the patient portal and do all this online and all that other crap. I tell them straight up, I'm old school. You either talking to me on the phone or we ain't talking.
I'm just going to die.
It's just terrible. I'm just done.
I'm just giving it up. No, I think people probably understand that, huh?
Oh, yeah. I think a lot of people do, because I think it's crazy how a lot of people have given in to technology, but there's some parts of technology that you just really don't want to let go of.
Oh, I feel you. Like, why do I need to get online to book a reservation at a restaurant? Like, I'm sorry, but I am going to call.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, hey, we have 4 people coming at 7 p.m. on Friday. Like, that's so easy.
Yeah. I mean, and that's, I think.
I'm not downloading the app. I'm just calling.
Well, I mean.
My sister had killed her. She's like, I can't believe you still do that.
You have to do that when you go downtown and get Uber or something like that. I mean, it's weird. You got to go online. You got to find the Uber app, all this other crap. And, and if you're parking downtown, you got to go over and scan the thing and do all this crap. I'm just tired of it.
Oh, no. It's annoying. You just kind of want to hand somebody $10 at the park,
Yeah, call one of my kids, say, hey, y'all drop me off here, pick me up at this time.
No, that's right.
It's crazy. Karen, I really do appreciate you being on.
Well, thank you. I can't wait for you to share the song with the fans and the listeners, Fix It. And I can't wait to for you to hear Blue Cowboy Boots, which that's my one coming next. So you'll have to check that one out too.
Yeah, I'm going to. And everybody can, at the bottom of this is your website is on there, so they can click on it. They can go check it out. And everybody can check out this little interview. And we got to do something in the future where we can get you into the studio and hang out.
Well, you never know. We might be doing that.
We might be throwing some steaks on the grill or doing something. Who knows?
That's right. We'll be drinking some tequila with Chapel Hart.
Well, yeah. you know the backstory on that. So everybody needs to talk to Julie. She's done got everything set up, I think. So it'd be crazy as I'll get out.
That's the perfect excuse for your bonfire.
Yeah, that would be good. Bonfire, wouldn't it?
They just have to figure out microphones and sound.
Well, yeah. I mean, I could probably do that. We could get everything around the bonfire and just everybody sit and
just chat away.
And God, that could be like
bring some s'mores.
That could be like a 5-hour podcast, man.
Just live. See who the last one standing on Facebook is.
Yeah. Lord of mercy. The things we could do out here in this country.
You never know.
You never freaking know. Karen, thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much for having me, and keep on rocking and supporting music. And I just appreciate you sharing my music with the world.
We're going to do it because we're going to tell everybody they need to, especially hit Fix It, because guys, it touched me in a way that a song has not touched me. And I know you're going to get some, it's just going to be there. It's going to be one of those songs that's just going to click with you, and it's going to be like the anthem of you.
Yeah. I agree. I hope so.
I think it's awesome that you wrote it. I mean, it just, God had to give it to you. Had to have. Firm believer. All right. We're going to get out of here. Everybody, y'all go check out KarenWaldrup.com, and we're going to get off here. Love you. Mean it.
All right. Love y'all too. Thank you for having me on.
Bye, Karen.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.